So as I was saying, last week, Maz has, or whomever, we all have, ankles, knees, and hips, okay? So, and I can be standing or I can be kneeling, right? So that leads to all these different things. That there could be me standing, his shin's around my shin, right? This is, I don't know what kind of fraction you would call this, but you know, there's also this, his thigh is around my shin, right? There's this, his shin's around my thigh, right? Some people call this the Z guard or whatever. I don't know what fraction we call this one, because I'm not, if this is half, is this quarter? I don't know. And then there's this, his thighs around my thigh, right? So today I want to talk about this one, right? And we talked last week how to pass this one in various ways, right? And I want to show you, there's some submissions that you might be able to land, okay? Let's just start with the one that's super easy, everybody should already know this, right? You're in his half guard, right? You've gotten by his ankles, you've gotten by his knees, right? Obviously, you know, if you're here, I mean, A, this isn't his half guard, this is his full open guard. You see what I mean? But then you have to get past this barrier, you know, his ankles, you have to get past this barrier, his knees, right? And what do you have to get past that? Your hands, your body, your hips, you see what I mean? So let's just say, you've gotten to here, you've gotten past his ankles, you've gotten past his knees, here you are, right? His next line of defense is his arms, right? He doesn't want you getting overhooks, underhooks, completely smothering and flattening him out, right? So as you're pushing forward, this hand might be, you know, here. In which case it's super easy. Just push it down. And remember, you have your thumbs at your fingers, right? Don't be this guy. See what I mean? Have your thumbs at your fingers. Be 20% stronger, you know? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, you know? If you're doing this, only 80% of your, right? Does that make sense? And then you put your head down on top of your hand, your elbows by his ear, and then that's the Americana, you know? Is this one super high percentage? No, I mean, generally, this only happens if the guy on top is crazy strong or there's a weight discrepancy like between Maz and I. You know what I mean? But should you watch out for it? Absolutely. You know? Absolutely. And bear in mind also, when you're passing, when the guy on top is passing, you shouldn't even be doing this. This hand should be seeking an underhook, and that should be happening. You follow me? Right? But if the guy is pushing his weight down onto you, you know, if you're the guy on top and this is here, you can push it down, have your elbow by his ear, thumbs and fingers, right? Put your head on top of the thing, because there's no reason you're looking around. The other hand might come and dig your eyes out or whatever. Put your head down here, right? Right? Super easy, right? And let me show you the second one. So let's just say you've gotten past his ankles, you've gotten past his knees, okay? That's from another class or another class or whatever, these battles. Okay, we've gotten past things. Now, let's just say that you were not able to secure his upper body, and you ended up here with his arm in front of you, here, and you're holding on to his knee, and you're walking your foot up. Remember this from last class, and you push it down or whatever? Right? And maybe he even takes this, he wants to do that. Maybe he even takes his hand and puts it on your knee, because he wants to put it back into the crocodile's jaws. He wants to do this again. You see what I mean? But what is this giving you? Right? If you're here, and bear in mind you don't have his head, right? If you're here and his arm's in front of you, this gives you this one, right? And you can't do kimura on the guy because the ground's in the way. You see what I mean? And this probably isn't going to work, but this one is right there. And again, this one sort of relies upon the guy on top being either heavier or stronger or both. You know what I mean? And bear in mind, the guy on bottom, you shouldn't even be doing this. Again, with this one, this is not, if the guy's doing this, you should be digging the point of this elbow into his back and putting all of him back in the, putting all of him back here. See what I mean? So again, this is based on a strategical flaw. It's based on two things. One, the guy on top is large and in charge, and two, the guy on the bottom is putting his arm in the wrong spot. Okay? So the first one is this, boom, here. The second one is you're here, and he puts the arm up or whatever, and you get it. And again, thumbs with fingers, you know, and then from here you can just, you know.
You want his elbow right on your bicep, essentially?
You want his elbow slightly past
your arm.
You're here. And then you can see what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are two arm locks to look out for. I mean, you can't do, I'm just going to say this, you can't do Americana on this side, right? Because he'll just go to your back. See what I mean? Boom. right? You know? So the first one, put it on the ground, here, boom. The second one, you're walking your knee out, he's trying to escape the thing. This is, you just keep this nice and close to your body, and then, you know? And like I said, those are based on the guy on top being bigger than the guy on the bottom, or stronger, or whatever. And the guy on the bottom makes a strategic mistake. In this position, this shouldn't be here. The elbow should be getting dug in my ribs. Yeah, you can regard. See what I mean? You can go back. Yeah, thank you. And for this one, when I'm coming this way, he shouldn't be doing this and giving me the Americana. He should be kneeing me hard in the bum and putting this behind me. Right? So if I'm doing this, yeah, see? See what I mean? So, yeah. And also, he should be trying to like reinstitute his knee and ankle shields against beefy dudes, you know? Don't play half guard against guys massive, you know what I mean? But whatever. Let's go on to the next one. You've gotten by his ankles, you've gotten by his knees, okay? We talked about this one, we talked about this one, right? Now, as you can recall, last time I was talking about building a pyramid and shaking a little bit. But sometimes what happens is you get in this position. You see what I mean? His arm is trapped, you know? Last class I was showing you how to do this and shake, and escape the leg and pass. Let's just say through the eccentricities of the fight, right? You were driving forward and you end up here. Totally possible. So you stand up and you shake, your knee is free down here, and then you take this leg and you put it across his hips, which allows you to totally escape. And then on this side, you totally flatten out, your palms are together, and you squeeze. Okay? Let me do it again. Right? Wow! You're here, you've gotten past his ankles, you've gotten past his knees. For whatever reason, you wound up here with your palms together. And again, your thumbs are with your fingers, you know, for, 100% awesomeness. Right? You put your bum way up high in the air, and then this leg here comes right across his hips. You're totally able to escape. You go totally flat. You keep this knee totally close to his hips. This one's flat. And then you squeeze. You can also turn your chin towards him. That way you can't escape his arm. You whisper something weird in his ear. Right? And then you just, it's like you're on stage posing for the bodybuilder. I don't know if that's one of their poses. In jiu-jitsu, not just submissions, but anything, takedowns, guard passes, whatever, it is often based on an error the person on the bottom is making. Either because they don't know what they're doing, or because you tricked them in some way. You're just far, so if you're just, it's like, that's smooth. You see what I mean? So, let's just be tedious and review the mistakes we've already talked about. So we're here, right? You're driving forward. He's made the mistake of putting his hand here when he should be seeking to go to your back. He should be doing this, but he's foolish enough to do so. So you, boom, boom, boom. And this leg is out for basically his bridging, right? For this one, you're trying to do this. He's silly enough to do this. He shouldn't be doing this. He should be digging the tip of his elbow into my back, putting all of me there. You see what I mean? Go back to the mistake. Right? But he's done this, and so, and notice I'm keeping it close to my body. I'm not doing this. This isn't going to work. When you have heady things, you're throwing hay up into a freaking barn, you're not throwing the hay arm's length. Goddamn hay, Here, right? And then from here, you hug it as hard as you can, and then you just, You only have to break it a little bit. You know what I mean? For like recreational jiu-jitsu tournaments, this guy doesn't want his arm poppies, Follow me? For this one, right? You somehow ended up here. He totally shouldn't be doing this. And then you posture up and your shin goes across his hip. Boom, boom. That's again, he should not be doing this. As soon as this happens or whatever, he should put his palms together, elbow hard in the head, and then get his arm back that way or just out of there. Out of there. Obviously the best idea is to have an underhook here. That would be fantastic for him. You know what I mean? But he certainly doesn't want this. Because that leads, as I showed to, his head and arm. And then you turn and you put your chin. If you just like this, maybe this arm can escape this way. See? But that's why you turn, put your chin or your nose in his ear. And you whisper something weird in his ear. Oh, strawberries, Smell like a lemon, And then you can see that. Okay? Questions on what I've shared thus far? No? So now let's go. So those mistakes are basically based on his foolishness. I didn't trick him into doing that. He's just not, his jiu-jitsu is not so good. Or maybe non-existent. What do I know? Okay? Last class, we talked about if he has an underhook, what do I need to do? I can't just hang out here, you take my back, problems are going to occur. So from here, I have to back step. And sometimes I end up here. Sometimes as I'm doing this, right, I'll end up in kind of like this position. And again, I want his head, I'll hold on to his head, I'll hold on to his knee, I'll back up, and I'll escape. Sometimes, just through the craziness of a fight, you know, whatever happens, I end up kind of here, and his arm is across my body like so. Right? And then he thinks that maybe I can get on top. He starts bridging into me. Yes, like this, and then look where his arm is. See? So again, it's kind of him making a mistake, but that was a little bit me. You're like, oh, he's an idiot. Okay, idiot, let's dance. You know? So on this one, it starts off with him. He has an underhook. This is not good news. You backstep, but somehow your arm ends up on this side of his head. On this side of his head, okay? And then he's foolish enough to put this arm across your body like so, and he's coming into you, and you're like, oh, okay, I think I can make something of this. So you're now like bump shifting a little bit, and it's your job to make this happen. Because you do not want this knee to come to the mat over here. That's what this knee is. See that? Don't be this guy. You don't want that to happen. Because this isn't going to fly. You know, go backwards. So you hold on, you hold here and here, but don't hold so tight he can feel it. Make him still think that he can like get something going on. And then you have to trap this leg. Here come towards me, guys. You can kind of bump shift or whatever, and make sure that if this is okay, or even if you put like a butterfly hook here. So now there's no way he can get to mount over here. You see what I mean? And then, boom. You follow me? Also, don't allow the back. When you're here, you don't want to lift your bum in any way. You want to be heavy on your bum, because otherwise he'll put you in his. See? You don't want that to happen. Ah, you see? Ah, damn. And his girlfriend's right there screwing over the borders. Ah, it's the worst.
White girl with a Portuguese accent.
I mean, let me do it one more time. What was I doing now? Let's do it this way. Yeah. Let's do it this way. Is this the way I was doing it already? Right. So he has an underhook. I get a thing here. He's here. And now I have this. I don't have his head. I just have my elbow here. Right? His arm is here. I'm like, okay, great. He's moving towards me. I do so, and then this is going down, this is going up. I'm not putting it up his back. I keep this 90 degrees around. Rotate. And this is either a half guard here, or you could make a butterfly guard there. See? But you can't allow this knee to come. But don't let him mount you, don't let him take your back. He has an underhook. I hold his head, and as I back spin, my arm goes to the other side of his head. From here, his arm starts coming up across my body, and I go with it. Okay, great. He comes off me. I lock it up. There you are. Okay? I've done this one a lot. So when I was a blue belt, years ago, like in the year 2000 or whatever, there was no rules. You know what I mean? And so when I was a blue belt, I don't want to say I didn't know how to pass guard, but I didn't pass guard. Anytime a guy ever was here, I would back spin and attack his leg with a knee bar. Nice. When I was a blue belt, I put it in here. You know what I mean? That was my go-to move as a blue belt. Even though under IBJJF rules, that's illegal for blue belts, you know, and purples. You know what I mean? But that's a highly effective move. So you're way forward, maybe he has a underhook, whatever, and you back spin. And here you are, right? And now here's his leg, you know? You can knee bar the guy. Make sure you don't poke yourself in the eye with his toe. I do that to myself. It's not good, you know? And there it is. It's just like an arm bar. Or you can tuck it behind your armpit. You know, if you're going to tuck it behind your armpit, tuck it in the armpit that's between you and him. Don't tuck it behind this armpit. If you're doing this, this is going to be reverse heel hook. This is totally different. You know what I mean? So, my point is that this is, you know, well, it's not a mistake he's making, but it's right there. Okay? Knee bar. And what? Okay?